Hello. Is this your first time to the library? The best place to start would be the movie theater. It just started. The restrooms are this way, and the birthplace and helicopter are outside. If you have any questions, let's look for people in a red jacket. Will do. Thank you so much. Let's go watch the film.
That way?
Exit that way, right?
They're both
Same?
exits.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you wanted, because we're gonna leave.
I think
Oh, no, you
everybody's going this way. This is Oval Office.
Yeah, this is the exact replica
Huh?
of
Can we sit?
the same size, same
Pumikat tayo.
dimension, and
Huh?
decorate the
Ito
same
pumikat
way
tayo.
President Nixon was used.
Really?
Okay.
And that's supposed to be George Washington?
That's General Washington.
General Washington.
It's not cash. That's the,
listening in space.
We are joined by the second invitation President Nixon to visit China. President Nixon has accepted the invitation in question.
I think Nixon's main motive was Vietnam. He believed that small communist states listen to big communist states.
The Chinese leaders had their own incentives to open up with the United States. They were very concerned about the northern neighbor, the Soviet Union. Those two were very close.
We went to a state dinner right about this time. Yeah. That was a strange one.
These are pictures of him.
I can't understand people who will not take the risk of losing.
We never talked about what we had done, where we had been, what we went through. It was always about the future. I don't get the impression that when I applied for CDD or when I applied for going up the line, that I was a real brave fellow and wanted to get up there where the action was. I felt that if I didn't get where the action was, I would not have done my duty.
I think I want to go out my attitude about winning and losing.
Okay.
Believe it or not, the day before we left for this campaign, we got a message from Union Station, Baltimore, saying they had a copy. Went down to check. You know what it was? It was a little Pakistani dog, that all the way to Texas. Black and white, smart. And our little girl took the picture of it before we checked. You know, the kids like always love the dog.
You could put your phone here. You can take a picture of us.
Vice President Nixon decided to use new means of communication highly unsolicited debates. But Central Canada going face-to-face and television debates, given and heard by millions of people, with such debates, the only way to gain complete is to measure forecasts, false elections. Next president decided to this is President Nixon, former Vice President of the United States, and now the Republican nominee for governor of California. I think this state needs a 4-year government. I want to be a 4-year governor, and I cannot therefore run for president in 1964. This is a critical race for President Nixon. His political life hinges on his success in the race for the governorship.
This is CBS News election headquarters. We are declaring at CBS News that Governor Edmund Pat Brown has been re-elected in California to be Richard Nixon's new nominee.
The total withdrawal of all American and allied forces such as flag, ceasefire,
We don't know how good it is to be free, how good it is to be whole. Thank you very much.
That had to be not only the greatest experience as president.
Based on our last phone conversation, I can say that his spirit was very much alive to the very end. Today is a day for his family, his friends, and his nation to remember President Nixon's life in totality. May the day of judging President Nixon on anything less than his entire life as a career
I shall lay me down with the I shall rise by the day. That's the story of my life. 2,000 years ago, the poet Sophocles wrote, "One must wait until the evening to see how splendid the day is dead." I can look back and say,
Go outside.
Ford Rose. They have the Barbara Bush. They also have Nancy Reagan, Rosalind Carter, Lady Bird Johnson, Pat Nixon. All the presidents, all the first ladies and their daughters. That one's called Laura Bush. Actually, Laura Bush is President Bush's Tiene que estar como no. Comida para look at City Valley, the Reagan library over there?
No.
We can go there
Oh, it's close. Can't go in.
Oh, we have to wait. Do you want to wait? Hurry up.
And I went to that mug, chairman for President Nixon. He says, you know, I love this helicopter. It's going to use me, so you give me one. Worth $1 million at the time. Today it's over. So I want to give a question for you. Did we, as the United States of America, give onward Sudan a gift of a $1,000? Yes? You been brave? Great. So you're very generous.
Get blown in my ear.
Wait, what?
What do we get blown in my ear?
I don't know, but you know, we gave Brezhnev a Lincoln Continental. Chinese gave us panda bears. It's interesting though, isn't it? It's kind of diplomacy. As far as, by the way, it's like President Nixon didn't own any of the gifts that we've received towards the citizens of the United States. We have a commission called GSA, General Service Administration. GSA, you talk about the GSA, there's the ones that put monetary values on things. So if President Biden went to England the other day and he received a gift of, say, beautiful pearls for his wife, could he accept it? Yes, but it belongs to the United States of America. Unless the limit, I know it gets tricky, but when President Nixon was in office, it was $60 that he was allowed to keep. So if the pearls were worth $60 or less, Mrs. Nixon could keep them. But anything over that belonged to us. So that sounds fair, doesn't it? But interesting that we have that committee. You don't even know about it. It's called, Google it, GSA, General Service Administration. That we keep track of everything. There's tons of gifts in the archives down below. So, would you like a picture, anybody?
We would. Otherwise,
She was behind me, putting her fingers up like that, and I was thinking about forgetting that was not a pig in any sign in our house for some reason. I wish I could find out why. I know how to ask my father who's stuck here, but I don't know that he'll know.
No. No.
Not even with the sofa.
Inch seal. The other side looks good. It's in the shade, but it needs some work. But yeah, probably a few years from now, they'll go ahead and do that. And then when that happens, they'll bring back the limo back too.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you'll have to make it a point to come back in a few years.
Yeah.
But don't wait that long. Come back whenever you want.
Okay.
It's been great seeing everything.
It's neat. You picked a great day. It's really pretty today, but it's a neat place. Yeah, there's also you've done all the inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to the left here, take a look in the East Room. That building is a replica of the East Room in the White House. So you can take a look in there. You'll also on the hallway is the Title IX exhibit to see what President Nixon had done for women's athletes, the Title IX, and then there's a special exhibit, Ancient Worlds, that you can go through, which is kind of neat. It shows a lot of different things to do with the like Middle East and the gas crisis and things like that, Suez Canal and so on.
Okay.
So there's still stuff to look that way.
Yeah, I'm real excited. It's been great.
And a lot of people don't mention it, but it's kind of a U-shaped building, before you get into the building at the very end, right outside, Buzz Aldrin came and put on his moon boots, and he walked and put his steps are in cement there, so you can. It's
That
called
is so cool.
Moon, so you can
Okay.
see Buzz Aldrin where he took it. He has his moon steps.
That's really cool.
So there's a lot of neat things.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Is the tour house also available right
Oh
now?
yeah,
or-
yeah, no, absolutely. If you go over there, it's about every 5 to 6 minutes or so. You just wait there. You'll get a tour of that. That's the actual birthplace.
Okay.
And you know, there's interesting when you consider that this area here was where he had his funeral. So his casket was right over there. That's the house he was actually born in, and now he's buried just on the other side. So born and buried. Not too many people are in the same place.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yes, please take a tour. It's very neat. All of most of the furnishings all original. They kept it all these years. His mom put it in storage, and she passed away before he became president. But his brother realized that he was now going to become president, and he stored and kept everything. And then when they wanted to go ahead and build this, you know, a presidential library, he said, "I have all the furnishings."
That is so
Yeah, so you must see that. It's very neat.
That is so awesome. Yeah, today's a great day. It's
It
Veterans
is.
Day, so.
Oh, it is, and it's great to see all the veterans come out. Are either of you veterans?
No.
No, neither am I. But it is neat to see all the veterans that come, and when you went through the exhibit and you saw on the wall of the POWs from Vietnam. So one of the docents was telling me that he was here during a special thing that they had for the Vietnam POWs, and as he was talking to this guy and showing him, the guy went, "That's me."
No way.
Yeah. And so he showed me the picture, and he said he heard a ruckus behind him, and here comes about 10 more guys, and they all stood there and go, "That's me, that's me, that's me." So, so these were the actual, and so he showed me the picture of all the guys standing in front of their pictures. Wow, that would have been really.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like if you go,
Okay.
it looks like they're just
All right.
getting ready.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
enjoy
much,
your.
Brian.
Thanks for coming.
Yep.
That is so cool.
And he was very handy. So he managed to purchase this house, which is what they used to call a kit house. Have you ever heard that term? Yeah. Kit. Meaning it was all prefabricated. Frank Nixon brought it over here, had it laid out, and he just kind of built it all by himself. So he was a pretty handy fellow on that. This was built in 1912, but the year prior to that, Frank Nixon, the father, decided to purchase this 8.2 acre piece of land to become a citrus farmer. And so when the family moved here from Whittier, he planted oranges and lemons where the library is today. And the family spent about 9.5 years trying to make a decent living out of the crops, and they were not that successful. So unfortunately, after about 9.5 years, in 1922, they sold the house and returned to Whittier, California, where their fortunes changed for the better, because they opened up a general store and a gas station that turned out to be quite successful. Good for them. But in 1922, they sold the house to a private party, returned to Whittier. The house itself stayed in private hands until 1925, and that's when the Yorba Linda School District purchased it and built a elementary school where the library is today. And so for many years, that was the Yorba Linda Elementary School. And then when Mr. Nixon became vice president, they changed the name to the Richard Nixon Elementary School. Okay, so far? Yeah. Everybody with me? Yeah. All right, shall we go inside? Yeah. Yeah. All right, I can't take more than 10, so what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I need a volunteer. Are you going to volunteer?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is a really tough job.
All right, go on, you volunteered.
All right, here's what I want. What's your name?
Noah.
Noah, here's what I want you to do. Be the last person coming in, and then just
No last. You have to wait till everyone goes through,
wait
and
till
you're going to
everybody
close
goes
it
by,
for us.
and then hook this back up there.
Okay.
See, that way we will not be disturbed when we're in there. Got it?
Got it.
Thank you, Noah. So just stand out over there.
Move over there, Noah. You have to hold the. You have to hold that and
There
let
you
us all
go.
walk through. There you go.
We okay with Noah?
Stay there, Noah. You have to. No, Noah.
Noah's excited
You're
too.
you're the gatekeeper. There, everyone goes in ahead of you. I know. You're not used to being last.
We just got to wrap around here.
It's back in pretty good. Lasted this long.
Whoa, we all of a sudden came up with three more people.
Yes, we snuck in there. That's okay.
Unfortunately, we can only take 10
10.
in the house at a time.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
can
well,
I have
we'll
the
come out. We'll
can I
come
have
out.
the
Yeah,
people that
the
were here
original
first?
one? Yeah.
We only take about 10 minutes. And we got to get Noah in here because he did such a great job. Thank you, Noah.
Okay.
Well, if you wrap around there toward the bedroom, that's where the president was born. His date of birth was January 9th, 1913. So it was pretty cool that day. And the doctor was on the way, but the birth took place before the doctor arrived. But everything went okay. So Richard was the second of 5 brothers. And I'll introduce you to them in just a few minutes. Out here is the dining area. And this is where the 4 boys take their meals. And Frank's father used to, Richard's father used to challenge the boys every night with questions about current events and politics and things like that. And Richard was pretty good at those. If I could draw your attention over here to this photograph up here. This is Frank and Hannah in their later years. Frank passed away in 1956, Hannah in 1967. And then these are the president's daughters, Tricia and Julie. So we're going to show you a little bit about the mantle place. Here we have a wedding photograph of Frank and Hannah when they were wed in 1900. The clock was a wedding gift, and sometimes it even works. Not today. And a photograph of Hannah. She was very tall. She had 5 sisters and 1 brother. So all of the furniture that you see in these rooms is original. And how did that happen? Well, after Hannah passed away in 1967, they had to decide what to do with the furniture. And so the sisters of some of the Nixon brothers, or the wives I should say, actually got together and they put all of the furniture into storage. So all of this furniture was in storage until about 1990 when the Nixon Library was open. So they lifted the house off its foundation, they renovated it, reinforced the foundation, new paint job, new windows, new roof, whatever needed to be done. Set it right back down, and then they just went to the storage facility and got all the furniture. So that's why you see all of the stuff here is original. Let me introduce you to the Nixon brothers. If you can all see that composite photograph up there. Everybody get a good view? Now Richard's father, Frank, liked to name his sons after English kings. And, sorry? So, with one exception, that's what he did. So if we go from left to right, we have Harold. Harold was the oldest boy. Harold contracted tuberculosis when he was quite young, and eventually passed away at the age of 23 of TB. The second boy is the future president. That's Richard Nixon, and we know his story. He passed away at the age of 81 in 1994 of a stroke. The third boy, the one in the middle there, was the only one not named after a king, but he was named after his father. That's Francis Donald. The fourth boy in the sailor suit is Arthur. Arthur died at the age of 7 of tubercular encephalitis. So you can see that TB gene is in the Nixon family. Now, the first 4 boys all lived in the house. So if we would say that would be the master bedroom for mom and dad, and I'll tell you where the 4 boys slept. But if you do the math, you find out that we're missing one name. And that's the youngest boy. That's Edward Calvert. Edward never lived in the house. He was born after they returned to Whittier in 1930. Edward just passed away a few years ago. Richard was quite musically inclined. He learned to play the piano on that piano. He could play the clarinet, the violin, the saxophone, and the accordion. So people that didn't think he was going to be a lawyer thought that he would probably be a musician. Never can tell. Any questions before we move into the kitchen? Okay, I'm going to step back here. The kitchen is for those of you that can see the pantry, look just beyond the second door there, and you'll see a very small stairway. Little 22-inch wide stairway that leads upstairs to a very small room that looks like this photo on the wall. And up there are 2 double beds. And that's where the 4 boys slept. Very, very small room. Hopefully, if you have not already, if you see the exhibits, the permanent exhibit, there's a model of the house where the roof is taken off and you can see. So for those of you who have not yet had a chance to do that, if we can kind of rotate around a little bit. So the stove is not original to the Nixons, but it's very similar to what everybody used. That was a wooden stove, a wood-burning stove is what I was going to say. So the family once again lived here from 1912 to 1922. During that time, mom and dad shared the master bedroom, and the 4 boys slept upstairs in that very tiny room. And Arthur, of course, didn't have to worry about that. Or Edward, excuse me. After a while, you get the voice mixed up. So are there any questions? Okay, well, thank you for visiting. We're going to go out that door, which is locked, so if you can kind of unlock it from the top. There you go. If you have not been to the helicopter, you can reach it either way. Just go.
Okay,
Thank you.
Get you like all of the really vintage.
去垃圾，
She's very vintage.
而且好吃吃。
Yeah, you before. It reminds me of that. What's the house? The house at Cal State Forestry? The Arboretum?
Yeah.
Maybe we should leave and we should stay. You know why? We should shortly